This sort of sets the tone for the darker part of the I'm afraid of death. You know, I just want to say this first. There's two kinds of ways people deal with death. One is the Woody Allen way. You make a joke of it, and it's sort of ego-based, ego-based death. And then there's maybe something called the heart-based death. I don't know much about the heart-based, but I know it's there. And I think maybe death is moving from the ego-based to the heart-based. And this was written when it was ego-based for me. I was trying to be Woody Allen. So I recognize that, and that's why it's in the book. Afraid of death. I'm afraid of death, afraid of going to sleep and not waking up, afraid of taking a bite out of some sidewalk and knowing the instant before I die that people are stepping over me, afraid of being the source of the odd odor coming from my apartment. I have noticed that people who die are forgotten. My children will remember a few stories. Their children might recognize my picture, and their children will know me, if at all, as a hollow square on their genealogical tree. I worry about the poetry I want read at my memorial and who will spread my ashes. I wonder about the people who might attend, who might be present to honor my demise. No, present isn't good enough. I want fully present people with sad but enchanted faces. I think about what I might do to attract more and sadder people, how I might arrange to have my memorial video distributed to those who missed the first show. I'm concerned about not believing in an afterlife, and I stay alert for signs. A small burning bush, a lost sock suddenly appearing. I worry that people who dream up places like heaven and hell are people with questionable aesthetics. I don't want to spend eternity surrounded by bad taste. What I really want is my friends. A small room, some books, writing materials, and a way to make coffee. Come to think of it, what I really want for all eternity is something close to what I have now. So this book was put together starting about coinciding with my diagnosis of ALS, and some of it was written before that, but it was changed slightly because it seemed to fit. So we're going to read about that, and I just have a hard time being serious about anything. So if it's not serious enough, forgive me. This one is called The Gizmo. I got the news in one of those square little rooms with an exam table, a sink, 2 steel chairs, and a computer. As the doctor talked, I held tight to a rolled-up People magazine, noticed a place for disposing of syringes, watched the sink's faucet drip slower than the number of months I thought I had left. And when silence came, I couldn't think of what else to say. So I said, "Thank you." And he said, "You're welcome." Driving home, I needed to make a list. Will, finances, estate sale, write my autobiography, scratch that, make a video, scratch that, make a few calls. I stopped by Walgreens to buy a pencil and pocket notebook, but bought Snickers and Red Vines instead. Stopped at Gus Ballone's Cafe, had 3 eggs, double bacon, double hash browns, and 2 biscuits with sausage gravy. I did, too. In my kitchen, I opened up my junk drawer to look for a notepad and saw that electric gizmo I'd held onto for years, a square thing that plugged into a wall socket. There was a receptacle in the back where something plugged into it, but that part was missing. As far as I knew, it had never existed. But holding that gizmo in my hand, I truly believed that if I could find that missing part and plug it into my gizmo, everything would be okay. I wouldn't die. I'd never die.
Lava lamp. After my diagnosis, it occurred to me that I had never owned a lava lamp. I wanted one, and soon. I checked eBay, nothing. But Amazon had dozens, all different colors and shapes. A silver one with blue water and yellow lava blobs arrived 2 days later. I sat in my bed watching my lamp. No gusto here, no driving ambition. Just those slow-moving yellow blobs of all sizes, rising, sinking, moving up and down, softly colliding, changing shapes. And I could smell patchouli oil and weed. And the Beatles were singing, "All You Need Is Love." I took a little blue pill and paid attention to my mouth and throat as I swallowed. I crossed my left leg over my right one, took it back, and crossed it again. Amazing how the body moves. Sliding, rising, sinking, always changing. Even my fingers that held a glass of water. I liked looking at them. Then I heard Peg Duncan's laughter that time at the drive-in movie when her skirt got stuck in my zipper. She'd been dead for 20 years, but I still kept the Barnes & Noble gift certificate she gave me. I watched the lava lamp and remembered her. I was big-eyed and smiling because I was still here. And the thing that made most sense were those yellow bubbles floating in that womb of blue water. And I thought, from now on, it's all gravy. Every gesture, one of love.
And I've asked Cindy to read the next 2 also. Find it?
Yeah. The Joy of Being Lost, for Joanne. When I was 5, I got lost in the Goodwill, separated from my mother. And how I wandered through the aisles, my heart a jackhammer, 1,000 tambourines in my head, the air a thick paste. Too short to see over the aisle dividers, I sat on the cold cement floor, lost in the dark silence. Lost. Then I heard my mother's voice, looked up and saw her coming toward me. And I experienced a shudder's glimpse into eternity, a deep knowing that could not be spoken or sustained, but could never be forgotten. For that moment, it seemed as though I was the creator of a brighter world, as if I were seeing everything for the first time. The store, the dust floating in the light, my mother, all a joyous new form of life. I remembered that today when, after my doctor's appointment, you went for a walk in the rain and came in clutching a bouquet of white and purple wildflowers, your hair wet, your smile crooked. I took the bouquet from you and felt found again.
Am I?
No, this is me, but I can't.
She's doing a good job. You're very good.
They're beautiful poems, Dan.
Thank you.
Making a deal with God. God, you have to understand. For a while, I really believed I had been chosen and convinced myself that I was a minor saint. My ecstatic insights astonished me. I was pure love. I loved beggars and criminals and toads and sand and bark on trees. I had to tell the world about your gifts. And a few saw something special in me, which was very confirming. Then suddenly my saintliness vanished. For a while I faked it. Lifted lines from Gibran, Mother Teresa, Moses. But I came to suspect that they faked it too. Gibran died bitter and disillusioned. Mother Teresa, racked with doubt, faked her faith all those years. And I suspect all that loving your neighbor and not coveting others' wives wasn't really yours, but just the delusions of a demented old man who had no teeth and still liked to bite. You see, I understand now. The unknowable is your realm. And you get upset when we humans dare to think we know and comprehend anything, much less your nature. I understand that a kind of earned ignorance is the best we can hope for. Not stupidity, just a golden question mark that comes after years of agonized tries to make sense of things. I understand that finally embracing the gift of not knowing is true grace. As you obviously know, I'm back to being human again, doing my laundry, eating my Cheerios, judging others, hating most politicians, coveting wives, the whole human disaster. So God, should you exist, even in ways that are beyond comprehension, here's my proposal. Grant me one more year of being me, and I'll stay on the side of the fence. I'll stay on my side of the fence. No more ecstatic insights, no more thinking I actually know something. Hey, I'd be willing to consider a counter proposal, but that's not going to happen, is it? See, I get it.
Oh.